Breaking news, Microsoft, yes, Microsoft is rumored to be showing off a brand new mainline Castlevania game at the Tokyo Game Show during their Xbox showcase on Thursday, September 21st. Is this true? Let's find out. But before we get started, what's going on, everyone? My name is Mark, and this is Joyful's Arcade, a place to celebrate all games and how they have the power to bring people together from all walks of life. So whether you're a fan of Nintendo or Xbox or PlayStation or a PC gamer, it doesn't matter. This is a place for you. And if you like the content, please feel free to go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you don't, let me know your thoughts anyways. I'm always looking for feedback. Now, reports have circulated for almost, I'd say, half a year that a new Castlevania game was in the works. Video Game Chronicles, otherwise known as VGC, stated in March of this year on their podcast that Konami was looking to have a big summer showcase at E3. But as we all know, E3 didn't happen, and it may never happen again, which makes my heart, cry. But the reporting at the time was that Konami wanted to show off a brand new mainline Castlevania game alongside a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3. So we all know we got the latter. That remake looks wonderful, but does that mean the former is true as well? Well, no details have been released on what this new game consists of. The leak itself comes from a well-known leaker named Bill Kuhn, who seems to have a pretty established relationship and connection into the game industry. And he was the one teasing out online on Twitter or X that fans of the long-time running series will definitely want to tune into the showcase, which again is airing Thursday morning for those in the States. I believe it's a Friday or Thursday night event in Japan. So again, no idea what this game consists of. And while historically the series has achieved stellar success with that pristine, wonderful 2D combat, that exploration, all those elements that are classic to the Metroidvania genre, many wonder if they might want to change it up. We all know the series has dabbled in the 3D character action genre as well to lesser and better forms of success. I'm thinking of N64, and I'm thinking of the more recent releases on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, Lords of Shadow. I think those games are stellar. In fact, if you have a Series X and you have the 360 version, play it because that game gets up-resed and HDR auto-applied. It's a wonderful experience. But yeah, many fans are wondering if they would attempt to stick with this traditional formula or evolve it a bit more. And one of the thoughts I immediately have when I hear about a new Castlevania game, I think about another genre of games or another IP of games that have become my favorite over the years that I think could mesh really well, and that's Dark Souls. Does it make sense for Castlevania to create a Souls-like of sorts? I think thematically it lines up perfectly, right? Castlevania is known for that gothic, Baroque-esque aesthetic and dark vibe. You're going off against the hordes of darkness. There is no hope around except the shining light of your whipping weapons. You're whipping holy water at demons. It's a great time. And honestly, Castlevania is one of my favorite series because of both the gameplay and the aesthetic. And the Souls-like games tend to have a similar vibe to them as well. The design and aesthetic go hand in hand. It's grueling, it's difficult. It doesn't seem like you're going to achieve success, and that really matches that aesthetic of, let's just say, all hope is lost, or abandon all hope, ye who enter here, reference to Dante. Now, does it make sense for them to do this? Are they going to do a Souls-like game? I don't know. There are also a lot of people who would love for them to re-release the DS versions of those games, which there's history to say that will happen too. A few years ago, we got the Castlevania collection that brought back a lot of their original releases onto newer systems. We then also got the Castlevania Advance Collection, which, my gosh, do I love that thing. Castlevania Advance Collection, for those that don't know, it's all the Game Boy Advance games brought back to life for modern consoles, and that's some of the best Castlevania action out there, if you ask me. And I will say this, a lot of people are really big on Area of Sorrows, but my main game in that is Castlevania Circle of the Moon. I think it's pristine, and while it sucked at release because of the horrible backlighting on the Game Boy Advance, it is marvelous to play again. So yeah, are we going to get a remake of the DS games or a re-release of the DS games? Are we going to get a entry that is mainline but continues to follow that 2D formula, which I also think there's a place for that as well. If anything Dead Cells has taught us is that you can make a up-to-date, fast, fluid, difficult 2D action game, and you can make it a hell of a lot of fun. Will they do that? Dead Cells does the whole roguelike element to it. That's not necessary here, but I wouldn't be surprised considering the most recent partnership with Dead Cells literally was Castlevania, and that was a stellar they're reimagining and bringing to life to a lot of those classic games. So yeah, are we going to get another game like Symphony of the Night, or are we going to get another game like Lords of the Shadow? I would prefer both personally. I'm not sticking my my flag down. It's got to be this or it's got to be that, or it's not a Castlevania game. Because quite honestly, I love the Castlevania series and I want to see it come back to proportions of success that it used to have. And I think another reason why it's important they do that in the gaming space is because there's also the success of the show. And on top of that, Netflix is going to be releasing a sequel featuring Richter Belmont called Castlevania Nocturne very soon here. So if there's ever a time to announce a new game, it's alongside the release of a new TV show. So who knows what will happen? I'll definitely be tuning in bright and early to that Tokyo Game Show Xbox showcase to see if it's true. And if it's true, what type of game do you think it will be? Let me know your thoughts below. Do you think we're getting a 3D character action driven game, maybe more Souls-like? Do you think we're going to get more of a classic 2D exploration type game? I would love both, and I would love to hear that they're working on projects of both types, but who knows? We'll find out Thursday, it seems, or these rumors might not be true at all, and I just wasted all your time. Either way, thanks for tuning in and watching, and as always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.